Hi guys, good morning. Welcome along to Find Fit People. My name is Gilbert. It's the platform that helps you find the best minds in the business, either be fitness, sports coaching, health, physiotherapy, and all sort of stuff. And speaking of best mind in the business, who we have today is Catherine from Reps and Joao from Fitness First. They're here with us today to discuss about the role of the education and Reps per se in Dubai. But before we get started, we'll get back to you on that one after this short notice. Welcome back again. This is Gilbert, and this is Find Fit People. And we would like to introduce to you Catherine and Joao. Ladies first, tell us about who you are and what's the role of reps in the fitness industry.
Okay, well, Catherine Hansen Farid, I think I've been on the show before, so I've explained I've been in the UAE for 25 years in the fitness industry. We set up Reps about 6 years ago, and I think we felt there was a need to raise the standard of the fitness industry and basically regulate it.
Absolutely.
So Reps UAE is one of 10 registers around the world, and we're governed by an organisation called IC Reps, which is the International Confederation of Registers of Exercise Professionals. And countries which are included in that are countries like England, Ireland, Australia, New Zealand, South Africa, USA, Canada, so all the big countries.
Wow.
And sort of we work together and ensuring that people working in the fitness industry, number one, have a recognised entry-level qualification. And then most importantly is not just having that initial qualification, but that they commit to ongoing education. So they keep on growing, developing themselves and further educating themselves.
And where is that heading at this point of time?
Well, I think we're growing. We have like 2,100 members.
Wow,
I know
2,100.
2,100 active fitness professionals. We have a lot more on the database than that. I feel it's slowly growing. I mean, I think a lot of us know there's a lot more fitness professionals out there than 2,100.
They're like mushrooms, yeah. They're just
There are, but hopefully in time, I think that as there's more awareness from not only the industry, but I think from the public as well, I think that will help to ensure that more fitness professionals sort of get on board and to show that they do have, qualifications and that they're professional and passionate about the industry.
That's very interesting. Thanks for that. And then Joao, tell us about yourself.
So I'm in Dubai from 2015. So I work in Fitness First as area operations manager. So now I'm in charge of 12 clubs, but I'm still based in one club, so I still manage one club, so I can give this perspective from a point of view of a gym operator. Reps being a really big partner for us as we grow. Reps is growing with us, and the number of PTs we have at the moment 400 trainers only in UAE, certified by Reps, and
400 trainers,
600 across all the Middle East. So it's crucial for us that they are really certified, and like Catherine said, they keep on going with the certification. So really, at the moment, strict to make sure everyone is certified. And I can tell you that in December, end of December, all the 400 trainers were certified by Reps. So there is no one in our gym floors conducting.
That's amazing. So basically the standards are really, really up to that level now. And
so to give you an idea, if member experience for us is crucial. So if we have across 32 clubs here in UAE plus 55 across all the territories.
And it's still the biggest health club in
so
the industry, yeah.
To ensure at least the minimum certification is there, so the member experience is very similar across all the territories.
So all the trainers that applies or that you hire in Fitness First, they have to have a certain qualification, or they can start on an entry level and then you grow them from there.
So we have both scenarios. So before we hiring, so we're discussing that before. So all our fitness managers, they send to Reps the qualifications, the CV to Catherine and the team, and they're going to advise us if you're hiring this guy, we'll have level 3 entry level, provisional, or full status. So if they have provisional status, they have 6 months while joining to complete the full status and be with us. But you want PT level 3 full qualified.
I wish all gyms and health clubs in the UAE would do that same procedure.
Totally.
And then we will ensure the safety and, you know, peace of mind of our consumers or clients.
Let's go back to reps as a whole and from a global perspective, because IC reps and on with that as well. So the story behind reps to start off with, and just kind of how it's working globally, because I think it's good to see perspective on how it's grown from other countries and come in here and to be established here in the UAE as well. So can you explain a little bit more about IC
sure.
reps?
So I think I'm trying to remember how many years IC reps has been going. It's definitely more than 10. Maybe it's probably approaching 15 now.
Yeah.
I think maybe 15. I think it actually started in New Zealand.
New Zealand started.
Yeah.
Actually, when I was back then, that was 16 years ago. I remember being introduced. That was at least 16 years ago.
So yeah,
definitely.
it must be, because I think it would. You're right, because when we set up reps 6 years ago, UK had already been going 10 years.
Yeah.
So that's got to be. So it's got to
At
be at least
least,
16. You're
maybe
absolutely
20.
right.
Whoa.
Maybe 20. Yeah. So I think that it may have been. I'm trying to remember which country started the register first, and then as registers were developing, each country was sort of getting onto the idea this is a good idea to regulate the fitness industry, and then IC reps was formed because they felt that we should all come together under one umbrella, and there should be sort of a governing body for the registers. So one of the things...
Every other organisation has the same type of thing, so
exactly, and we meet once a year. In fact, I'm meeting them next month in San
cool.
Diego.
Ooh.
So it's nice. A representative from each register meets together, and we discuss things like standards of each country, what each country is facing, how they feel the industry is going. And like now recently, we have a set of global standards which all of the registers have to sort of follow, meaning that qualifications which we accept have to all meet these global occupational standards. And as we know, the industry is growing and evolving, and a personal trainer, what they need to know is also expanding.
Yeah, totally.
So the occupational standards have just been rewritten, and so they'll be launched at the next month's meeting. So
Awesome.
they're going to just, they've added, the person that writes the standards has a look at all of the countries, all the global standards, and sees has a look. Like, for example, Australia introduced some new units, and so that we all make sure we're all uniform and we all are on the same page, and all feel that what a personal trainer needs to know, that we're all sort of on the same page agreeing.
Yeah, totally cool.
It's interesting. It's like a United Nations summit.
Yes.
Since you mentioned that, where is UAE standing in terms of that global standard? Because Reps is 6 years old in the UAE, and there are a lot of spring chicken gyms and facilities and fitness professionals out there.
Yeah, I think what's difficult is we don't have a government framework in this country, whereas other countries do. So the framework's already been written, and qualifications have to kind of come, how can I explain, meet sort of the standards of that country. So we're adopting from a lot of other countries, and also what we're seeing here is we're seeing obviously people come from all over the world. So we're seeing people with lots of different certificates.
Yeah,
and
totally.
so it's a tough job for us, really, because then we have to look at certificates and see, map them. Some of them are really difficult.
Yeah.
And of course, some countries, their standards aren't as high as others. So it's deciding on which qualifications, because we have to map them. We have to make sure that they've included a minimum amount of face-to-face days. That if we dissect their qualification, we have to make sure that what they've covered has covered all of the mandatory units of occupational standards of a personal trainer, for example.
There's a thing with fitness as a whole has been generations. Cavemen were running. That's how old fitness is. But it's still, as far as an industry, it's still very young globally, in my opinion. Because there is still, like, when you look at reps, it's growing and growing and growing, which is fantastic. And then you have there's new countries coming onto the register under IC reps. More new countries bring up. I think some of the regular newer ones are Greece and Spain.
Yes, that's right. Yeah,
they're coming
you did
out.
your homework, yeah.
They are involved. USA got on board obviously a few years ago as well. That's a massive jump, and it probably helps to put more backing behind as well? Because with anything in any industry, people are going to be yes, no, not so sure, anything new, and it takes a while to evolve and develop, right? So it's really good to see that side of things. And how much, you got the meeting on the weekend, how much does it, when you go to another country, do you look at taking information from, say, let's say UK or US or New Zealand who have been in the industry longer, or on the other side of it, what do you take or pass on information to someone like maybe Greece is new, because you would have gone through the experiences that Greece is about to go through, or the US is...
beginning of setting up.
Yeah.
I think with newer registers, because we were helped a lot when we set up. In fact, we got a lot of help from New Zealand. They came over and sort of guided us what we needed to implement. And with new countries, I love to help them because we made a lot of mistakes in the beginning. And so it's nice to help smaller registers and also share with them some of the problems they might face.
Totally.
But I think that we're on the right path. I think we feel really passionate about the fact of face-to-face learning, whereas a lot of countries now, because obviously everything's gone online, there are a lot of people that believe you could become a personal trainer. What's wrong with an purely online qualification? I personally totally disagree. I mean, I just don't think for an occupation like a personal trainer, how can you learn that?
How personal can it be if you're online?
That role online.
Yeah.
Totally. There's certain aspects, blended learning, which is very popular now. There's a lot of parts you can learn online, but I think that practical, how to coach, how to even execute a move. I mean, if your execution of a move isn't perfect, how can you possibly then teach a client to execute that move correctly, right? So just even that side.
Let me give you an example on that case of the online. So when our guys join and they get the qualification being provisional full status, then after 1 year they need to renew reps. So they need to have the 10 CPD points minimum. So we decided, we create a rule which is 50% can be online, 50% needs to be face-to-face. And we have a platform online, which is a free subscription for all our trainers in the business, so they don't need to pay. They can go online and they can do the courses they want to do it on their spare time. However, only half of the CPD points to renew reps can be online. Right, so that's no worries. I'll keep backing to the micro. So, and this reminds me, back in the days in Portugal when a guy finish, even if it's a degree, you finish a degree, but you are not able yet to teach a PT conduction on a gym floor. You need to get a certification. In that days, there is nothing really major that regulates like your reps, but government took over, and you really need to have a license from the government with an extra course, so you'll be able to teach in the gym floor. You have like a license, which is crucial. So if you don't have it, there is an inspection, you will be out of the facility automatically. So creates a little bit more on seriousness on PT business. And online.
I totally agree with Catherine and Joe. Obviously, I became a personal trainer pre-internet generation, I mean, nothing against the generation. I think the advantage there is they can grasp knowledge and absorb information quickly. And then when trainers come to, because I used to work for MeFit Pro, and I get asked questions that, is it better to get online training? I think if you've been in the industry and you have a base foundation, if you've done your accreditation or your university degree, I think those are beneficial for like CECs and upskilling. CPDs, but back in the days, like even in Les Mills, even before we start teaching on our own on the stage, we have to shadow for at least 3 months and make sure we know what we're talking about, we know what we're doing,
maybe longer,
precise technique. I think that standard kind of like become more commoditized now. It's becoming less and less. So I always tell the trainers, get your hands dirty, get the gym floor, practice, video yourself, and learn and empower yourself.
Yeah, totally. There's guys, if you have any comments, questions, please chuck in the comment section down below. Or simply share your thoughts. Love to hear what you're saying. I want to ask about, because obviously there's a huge amount of benefits for a club when under reps, and like I said, there's that battle. Some people say they shouldn't, some people say they should, and then obviously there's a lot of benefits behind it. What are the benefits that you can share with other people as well about reps, and not only just from here locally, but also globally as well? I mean, it's a global IC reps, and got other countries as well, with Fitness First being in other countries as well. So first of all, just the benefits
of local one.
Local,
so Fitness First now is we took over as Fitness First Middle East, so we are not connected with the rest of Fitness First at the world at the moment. So we have our 6 countries here, and we can expand sooner.
Yeah.
Basically, with the creation of reps, what we are finding is the direction of reps. We need to take a little bit control. So we create our own academy in the house, which is have a full-time person leading the academy plus 2 full master trainers. So we keep this education twice a month per club based on fitness and nutrition, which is not CPD points but can create some awareness of the trainings. And also we create the level 3 on home on our academy. So the trainers, when they arrive immediately, if they need to upgrade their skills, they can do it in the house. So there's no need to go on outside the provider. So it's easy for them on payment-wise and being in our own clubs. So we make sure it's based on our standards. So we teach them what we want them to do it on the gym floor. So that's really crucial for us. As Gilbert mentioned, because you can imagine with 55 clubs and more than 70,000 members, if there is no staff minimum standards on the session that we are providing on the gym floor, that can be a big trouble.
Would it be fair to say, I mean, again, for Fitness First here in the region, that with the introduction of reps, it definitely helped your business? I can see it. You can see like from the outside looking in, you can see that standards have risen across the board, not only from trainers but from a structural point of view. And with the introduction of the academy, and it just really just shows the impact of having. So in the industry.
The idea, Grant, when you enter in a Fitness First, even if it's in Saudi, in Bahrain, Kuwait, or anyone in UAE, you want to have the same look and feel, correct?
Totally, 100%, yeah.
So you understand you're part of the brand, and you join on Fitness First, you join one, you join them all. So you have that opportunity. If you know and go to the gym floor, and you check the profile of the trainers, you see already reps level 3 certified, okay, there's no one here inside that did a weekend online and now he started conducting was another professional before.
Totally.
So we need to make sure this is really it's really serious for us.
I wish I had that in my time, you know. Back in the days you do your self research and how can I improve myself, you know. It's like there's no internet, we've got no in-house because I used to work for Fitness First back in Stone Age. Back in I was working Fitness First in Philippines, Hong Kong and Thailand in 2003, and I remember Dave Nuku in New Zealand was our head of education. So we have to travel for us to upskill and learn new stuff and the science of exercise. It's fascinating.
In the business here,
very.
So we just create our academy, let's say, more professional 1 year and a half ago, more or less. Before was a bit so which the providers that we can allocate our trainers. So now just make the standards easy when guys they join. They have their 4 days induction, which is an overall induction. They have now then 2 days full fitness induction, and then they jump into academy. So at least there is like a period of 1 month and a half, 2 months that we know who is going to the club.
Yeah,
I like that.
I mean, I don't think this was the purpose when Reps was set up. First of all, like in IC or New Zealand or USA, thing like that, but just the impact when you look at a brand like Fitness First, that it is in like Saudi, Bahrain, Jordan, and these other countries, that even though Reps isn't in those countries, it's still the UAE Reps had a direct impact on Fitness First to improve standards and then to improve standards in those countries as well, you know.
Yeah,
so
I think it's been great the way Fitness First have kind of really come on board. I remember from the early days, and having to meet George, the CEO, and sort of explain what it is we're trying to achieve. Yeah. And they really grasped it and sort of said, like, we're behind this. And they've been amazing supporters of ours. And I can definitely see the standard of trainers. It's made a huge impact. And like Joao said, that it's for the reason of like regulating the industry because of reps that they've seen the need and they've introduced their own training academy because they realize the importance of developing, which I think is important for any industry anyway, to develop your staff, right? It's not just about once you hire them, you want to develop them and I think Fitness First has definitely done that.
No, brilliant.
The fitness world is evolved so quick.
Exactly.
If we don't keep the guys up to date.
But that's Fitness First on its own. That's your own company or corporation. Is it a corporation really? It's not it, right?
It's pretty much.
It's global. But got a question with Catherine. Having that said and established in that particular health club, do we see that reps are starting to regulate that and all? Because there's a lot of gyms out there and there's a lot of self-proclaimed
yes,
don't get me wrong,
no,
but it's
you're right.
It's growing.
I'd say Fitness First is probably one of our biggest supporters. Golds, we have the Jumeirah group. A lot of the hotels are on board supporting it, and a lot of clubs, Fit Republic. There's so many. I don't want to miss out on any, but there are a lot, right?
Yeah.
And
Sorry,
there
got a
are-
big list.
There's lots,
yeah, there are a lot, but then on the other hand, there's a lot that aren't, and it's a bit disappointing in a way. But I think that it does start with the club themselves, that they should be insisting, if they're not at least making sure that their trainers are registered with us, because we're doing the due diligence for them, right? We're checking that their qualifications do meet a particular standard, and that they continue with ongoing education. But to me, it should start from there. When you're hiring someone, I think it's really important on who you're hiring, what qualification do they have, are they keeping themselves up to date? Because at the end of the day, it's your members that you have to look out for, right? You want to make sure that your trainers are giving safe and effective programming. So I would like to see, some of those other clubs be a little bit more harsh, like Fitness First are, where they're, if your membership, if your registration isn't up to date, I think. Do you take them off the gym floor or something? I'm not sure exactly what you do.
I had a call
Some of them
yesterday.
some of the trainers come running in, so I've got to register.
Not yet there, but very close to being
Yeah.
there. So we give them like a period, call it the grace period, that they really need to renew.
Yeah.
And that is on the table too.
Yeah.
It's all evolution, isn't it? I mean, I know back in New Zealand, there's a massive, not revolt against reps when it first came out, back in New Zealand, talking about, and what happened that over probably a period of 10 years, probably, to be honest, people started changing because more people got involved. And it's more of the evolution of fitness, I think, and people's education in fitness that helped that change, because it doesn't matter, let's say, take away an organisation to start with, that people want better service, from a trainer or from a professional or a coach or teacher, something like that. So first of all, they start demanding more. Then companies had to get on board and they're like, how do we show this? And then reps got to get more accepted and then seen, and then it's grown and developed from there. Where you have to be reps registered in New Zealand to get a job.
Grant, there's always some negativity in there. We faced a lot of adversity in the beginning as well, but I think that's changing. But one of the things I always want to point out is I don't, when you get negativity and saying, then someone might say, well, he's a reps trainer, he's terrible. I want to say first off, being registered with us I'm not saying that if you're registered with reps, you're an amazing trainer. No. What we're saying is, and I always use this analogy of a driving license, right?
Sorry, 100%
right?
good one. It's a very good one.
It is, right? It's like someone has a driving license. It doesn't mean they're a great driver, right? It just means they've passed the test and, they should know
start driving
the road,
like Schumacher.
right? So it's the same thing with
true.
registering with reps.
Totally.
What we're saying, we're not saying, this is the best trainer. We're saying they've gone through a recognised qualification. They've covered all of the mandatory units for that job role, whether it's a group fitness instructor, personal trainer, yoga or Pilates, that they have done that. And to stay on the register, they are continuing their education, continuing their path of their journey of learning. That's all we're saying. We're not saying they're amazing. We're saying
totally.
they have covered the minimum.
But
Right?
that comes across in any industry, right?
Yeah,
It's just that people got to
absolutely.
realise and understand, look, there's bodies for every industry, and
Exactly.
you get qualified, great, but then just the responsibility of that person and that company to have the sure the
That's what I'm
service and
thinking.
standards.
Maybe
are-
after
But not very many professionals want to be accountable. I got immune to that now. People that say negative things about the education, they're just ripping off money. Well, if you don't want it, don't, because you're going to see yourself very, very quickly get dissolved and vanish in the industry. You're going to lose that significance. People that upskill and upgrade themselves, they have conviction for their purpose. That's why they stay longer in the industry.
Exactly.
It's as simple as
You can
that.
see now the fitness industry moving forward. The holistic approach is something that is coming to the business. And
Absolutely.
a trainer that did 10, 15 years ago a course on bodybuilder, what are you going to do now? So you need to
About
keep-
that, on that note, there is that dichotomy in fitness. Like we just did the Dubai Muscle Show, and you can literally see the direct division. Like on this half of the section, there's like bodybuilding and supplementation, all that synthetic stuff. Nothing against it, but that's the foundation of it. I love looking good too. And on the other side, the absolute half of that facility is like all about fitness and wellness,
Functionality,
therapy,
movement.
mental health. Where does reps stand in that? Because IFBB and bodybuilding have their own federation.
Yeah.
Because people are confused that, is that fitness? Is that happiness? Was that what happiness looks like to me?
Yeah. Well, as I always say, we get people that come to register that do come in with all their certificates of all the competitions they've won
Oh, really?
as a bodybuilder, and they feel that they're a great coach. And I always explain to them, bodybuilding is one thing. It's only one part, right? You could be a personal trainer. You could focus on, helping a client to do a competition. But you need, as a personal trainer, you should be all-rounded. You should be able
Absolutely.
to cater to any person that walks in the door. Anyone, especially someone that's pregnant, someone that has diabetes, someone that has lower back pain. You need to be able to cater to all of those needs. And so a qualification, if someone has done just like a bodybuilding certification, that would not meet our standards. You have to be an all-rounder, and as we've said, the way the industry is moving to.
I remember from the day I started until the day I was in the gym floor was exactly 1 month. 1 month of training on all the different aspects of special populations, bodybuilder, theoretically, practical. So when I reached, and I still remember that, so it was really huge impact. So when I started on the first day, I was really. So when we see someone with that background coming, you say, okay, this guy has the base. So that's where we can go as fitness first to have a strong, even stronger and stronger academy on the base. More quality will be in the gym floor, and the brand keep growing.
So fitness first and reps now is working hand in hand. Is that fair to say that to populate that, professionals that are qualified and equipped would love to see that hybrid bodybuilder, knowledgeable, do all those stuff.
So to give you an idea, in the next 12 months, we're opening 10 clubs.
Again, wow!
So
It's
we're
not
growing.
stopping it.
So the amount of CVs that Catherine and the team will receive again,
Every
it's
day.
really crazy.
Every day.
Because our fitness managers, before hiring someone, they need to send out everything to reps. So the reps, this is what the level it is. So we need to know who is coming to our gym floors. So with this, we are growing. Reps will grow with us.
And are you comfortable to say that people that work under the umbrella Fitness First, you see these people like becoming fitness managers, growing from their.
That's a big growth within myself. I arrived 5 years ago as a fitness manager. So there's a lot of, as we open new clubs, more opportunities. Last month we promote again 2 trainers to become fitness managers.
Awesome.
So people keep growing.
Career development.
Great development within the structure.
Very cool. Guys, we've actually half an hour runs
Really?
fast. It flies fast. So what happened? January has gone very quickly, and unfortunately, 30 minutes has to. Just anything you'd like to add? Finish off with in the next 60 seconds.
No, I say thank you for the opportunity of having us here.
Hey, Mum, how you doing?
Exactly. I would like to thank you for the opportunity. And definitely for us, it's crucial that as the business and the fitness industry grows, we grow with the fitness industry and we grow with the certification of the professionals. That's the only way to go for us. There's no other option.
Again, I want to thank you again, Grant, for having us
thank
on,
you.
and just to share with people that Reps is always here to support the industry and to support fitness professionals and help them with their journey and guide them. And I think that people entering the industry, I really feel they should be entering for the right reason. It shouldn't just be a job. It should be something you're passionate about, that you yourself, you walk the talk, and you practice what you preach, and that you believe that this industry is something that you need to invest in yourself and invest in your learning, because we need to be advocates, and there's a lot of unhealthy, unfit people out there. So we want to try and change the lives of many people. So I think it's important for anyone embarking in this industry that they have that passion to be successful.
Massively. No, awesome. Thank you so much.
Well, we want to thank you guys for joining us. It's amazing to see that the fitness industry's got more accountability now, and we really appreciate that you take that upon yourselves, to help people empower themselves. Like what you said, we're in a life-changing business, so we want to help people reach their optimum potential, in terms of fitness and in health. So thank you.
Cool. Thank you.
Cut to 4. Guys, thank you very much for joining us. Again, share your comments, share your thoughts, just share. It's always about sharing, so just show it down here. If there's any more topics you'd like to talk about with us, if you'd like to get in touch with Reps, we'll have the descriptions down below, but I believe it's repsuae.com. Correct? I've got the right, yep. Right, the right URL. And if you want to get hold of Fitness First too, we'll put the contact details down on the description below as well, or just drop a comment down in the section. Remember, the Five for People application is now available online. We're going to check that one out, download, and look for more professionals, events, and courses. And if you have any topics you'd like us to talk about, or people you'd like to talk with, either be locally or internationally, just check that in the comment section, and we'll look to do that as well. But from us all here on the table, thank you guys again for joining us, and we'll see you tomorrow, 10:30, same bat channel, same bat time. That's how we say it. Until then, guys, take care. See you later. Goodbye.
Okay.
That's so